Alright, so first order of business, I'm gonna probably just start with a level 1, then do a level 2, then do a level 3, and then a level 4 will probably take me forever to do solo because my fit is not the greatest, so we'll probably go up to 3 and then do some other shit. But in a level 1, let's go in a frigate so it's slightly more challenging. Alright, so I'm on my way to a system where I know I have a level 1 mission agent. There's also a level 3 mission agent there, so we'll go back, but it's all within 2 jumps of this main hub that I'm at. Even in frigates, warp times take time. It's important in fleet ops is to know that your warp time will take a couple seconds, because lots of the time people are waiting for their allies to come in and back them up, but they're going as fast as they can and they blow up waiting for the warp to land. Alright, so I've got it in my locations, very easy to get to. Notice I have my symmetrically set up guns because I couldn't just have them all over the place, so I had to actually figure out how it works. Put them in the right spots. There we go. Something super simple. Oh, this is going to be a long one. I'm probably going to cancel it. My standings are good enough anyway. Let's see what I'm actually going to do. Alright, so it's just somewhere around here. That's great. You can just right click in space or do it up here. Warp to location. And this is a really basic fit, not PvP spec at all, but it'll do for missions, at least level 1s. I'd rather fit shields honestly on here so I could have more gun power, but that's alright. Common strategy, zoom way the fuck out, tactical display. Have my skills up so I can lock up to 6 targets on some ships. It's very handy. Now that's been, orbit distance has been done up for my kiting ship, so I'm just gonna change my default to 500 meters because I can't do anything at 20 kilometers. So I might keep it range somewhere like, I'm not gonna use it anyway. I think I am within range of both my weapons. They can't even do shit to me. My resists are probably just a little too high and stuff like that. Be dramatic, go in close. That tracking camera on doesn't work really well. Blow shit up. And you'll notice this is way too freaking easy because level 1 missions are way too freaking easy. And that's my dog sleeping and having a dream. I tend to reload every time I can because I hate reload times in the middle of a fight. Yeah, fitted cap stable so I don't have to worry about anything at all. Another nice feature is this advanced camera window, which it's very pretty to look at. I'm of course using lots of keyboard shortcuts because I don't like right clicking and fumbling through menus. And with a ship like this, it's always good to orbit close so you get your transversal velocity way the fuck up. My destroyer, I orbit really far because I'm cap stable with micro warp drive. They can't hit me at all really. Now I'm pretty sure I'm actually supposed to move on past this area. I'll check the gate after this wave. Now I could probably use some tracking enhancers. This ammo seems to be grazing a lot. These have missiles, so they're not really missing me at all. Yeah, I'm gonna try this gate out. See what happens. Alright, so it is asking me to kill everybody. That I can do. I'll just orbit the first guy that I can shoot. Get some decent damage on there. That's good. This is a nice mission. It takes them 2 at a time for you, so you don't get overwhelmed. And then there's this one guy left. It's probably, yeah, that's a destroyer there. That doesn't matter too much to me. No, and he's using turrets, so can't really do much. Alright, and I won't even bother salvaging this. Reload all is a fancy shortcut I just learned myself, because I thought it didn't care what ammo it was. Whatever. Normally I'd turn my afterburner off to get in a warp gate, but I really don't care that much at all on a level 1. I'm not pressed for time at all. Alright, and there's some cruisers here. Now they might actually be a little fun. I'll try to get those. Too far for them anyway. I'm guessing the cruisers won't be able to do that much to me when I'm moving fast and far away. And I'm way too far to target. This ship is not meant for this, but it'll do. Now here's to hoping there's no lag on the audio versus the video on the actual YouTube channel. I know it can give quite a tick sometimes. Their rockets can't even reach me. That's beautiful. There we go. Just double checking that my optimal range is, yeah, that's appropriate. Completely comfortable with my shields going down because I have an armor rep. Happy with the way those turrets look, eh? Phased plasma always looks cool. Unless this is EMP. Also looks cool. Yep, phase plasma though. That's what I thought. Now I'm probably supposed to pick up that, but that'll involve killing these guys if I want to have any fun. Crank up that afterburner noise. I'm only slightly concerned about these guys because they are in bigger ships, which means they could have slightly more DPS if they're using rockets especially. But I feel, yeah, they've got turrets. They'll be missing me quite a lot. And I'll be able to just take them out. And my weapons do all their damage potential on bigger ships. That's generally the way it is, because they're meant to be applicable on equal size ships, if anything. But that's a nice feeling, being able to do all you can for damage. Get that cinematic angle on there. And I'm still glancing off occasionally. That's what happens when you're moving very fast around something. But yeah, I've actually had time to recover my shields. That's impressive. Impressive how poor their damage application is. And I can't even reach, but I'm still firing because don't quite care. You'll see me have a little more fun in the level 2. Just a little. Oh, and there's another spawn. That looks like a bunch of fun. I'm not terribly concerned though. What is my actual rocket range? It is roughly 8,000. And I'm probably doing the complete wrong damage types. That's okay. You'll notice it doesn't really matter too much. There we go. And it looks like my stream is not doing too well. That's alright. Alright, and then we'll dock up and we'll be good. Turn off that afterburner, eh? Here's a good question. This stream might branch off into something else if the other corp over here I used to be part of, if they're doing anything fun, I'll tag along. It's likely that they're just chatting though. There we go. And that is a level level 1. And I'm going to decline this because I couldn't care about it. But you're sick of listening to me not care about everything, but that's how level 1s are. Level 2, I will actually care. Prepare. So I'm just gonna accept it on my way to Dodixie, where I will get a better ship. Ain't nothing like that fancy beta map when it finally loads, eh? Ain't nothing like that not loading finally. Oh, there we go. I have it grouped by region because it actually helps you get a better sense of where you are. Rather than in a cluster of stars, you can sort of learn how things are connected better. Now I should probably put these locations in the corporation folder. I'll do that actually once I've docked up, because the missions are useful for some of our newer players as well. Alrighty. Go over here, seek and destroy. It's a Serpentis mission, which means they'll be doing thermal kinetic damage, mostly thermal, I think. And I should do probably the same thing, which is alright. I will set up for that right now. It'll involve a little bit of jumping, because I have to go the opposite way that it wants me to first. You'll notice those mission rewards aren't excellent, really. They'll get you somewhere, especially if you're doing them non-stop, right? Impressed my dog's sleeping through this. Insta-docks are a nice feature. You can create a location within the radius of a station, so you can warp to that and not have to do any approaching in an emergency situation. You can just immediately dock. Whereas sometimes if you're in a capsule, they're very slow, despite their excellent align times. But you'll have to slow boat it to the radius of the station to dock, right? Whereas I can just immediately do that. Alrighty, and I'm thinking I'll get in a missile boat cruiser. Not a particularly fancy one because I really don't need it for here. Here I've got these, I believe they're heavy missile launchers, which will do good against most cruisers. If I have a drone bay, I should probably fill that up with light drones because frigates are always the problem. So I will empty this out. And I'm spec'd for, it doesn't matter, I'll just take any lights that I have with me. 8 of them, sure. Probably double check that fit before I undock. Yeah, it's good enough. I have a target painter on this guy, so my missiles do more damage. Despite their not being affected by tracking or fall off or any of those factors, missiles are affected by their explosion radius and their explosion velocity. Radius I believe the radius is what determines how well they do damage on small ships. So a smaller radius, more precise, more damage applications on smaller ships. And I believe the explosion velocity affects how well it does against fast-moving ships. So essentially, you still have the same two attributes of signature radius and speed affecting whether you're going to hit, even with missiles. Alrighty. So I'll set Eggy as my destination. It'll take me through Botane, even though that's not my favorite route. There's always a lot going on outside of Dodixie, even if it's not hostile. Many ships go through here. It is probably the third biggest trade hub if you count the four main ones. I think Omar is second biggest, and then of course Jeddah, which, let's not talk about Jeddah. My warp time is of course much slower in this ship here. I like to group my drones so I don't have to shift, click, select all them all, and then make them return when I need to. Even though with keyboard shortcuts it does not matter, it only matters for deploying. Or you could of course launch drones from that menu, but then you don't have control if you have mediums and lights as well. Now I can go on and on about how this game is fun and takes no time to actually have fun, but that is a lie because it does take time. But that's okay, because I can get up and I can pick up some shortbread cookies like I'm doing right now. And when I sit back down, it's exactly ready for me. Damage control is a useful module, especially when you want to conserve every layer of your structure, armor, shield. It gives resistances, but of course the most in the structure. Useful for Minmatar because they do want every layer of tank, because if their shields break, they're pretty freaking screwed, unless they're an armor tank build, which is not the most common. I like my low slots for damage, not for armor. But you can do what you can do. Of course, it's probably a good idea to activate the gate rather than expecting it to go for you. Sensor booster here increases my targeting range with the script I have in it, so I can shoot from quite far away. And I really don't like that orbit distance. I'm not sure why it's that. My missiles fly 67 kilometers, so I'm happy with an orbit of probably 60 on the dot, and a keep it range of 65. Notice this is also a cap stable fit because I like that for missions because they can take quite a long time. I also can only target 4 ships, it looks like. Oh no, the others are just out of my range. But with a target painter, it becomes much easier to hit small ships, though I did bring the light drones just for that purpose. I thought I'd encounter more cruisers right away. These heavy missiles fire actually quite quickly on this ship. It has bonuses to firing rate. Yep, launcher rate of fire. My drones are there, they'll get there pretty quick. I have my drone speed skills up quite a lot so they can dive right in and not get hit too much. I should probably start approaching the other baddies there, because it'll take me quite a while if I don't try now. Alrighty, and target painting is always good. Also tells your drones what to attack if they're sitting idle in space, which I don't particularly like, but they can't all be brawlers. Looks like they actually get there almost as fast as my missiles do. And there we go. I'm gonna shove another cookie down my face. And I launched that from too far away because I wasn't paying too much attention. It should start hitting now. There we go. Not all of them necessarily, because their path isn't straight. This guy here is coming a little closer to me, which means he would like my drones to attack him. If they will, and him being target painted, they will attack him slightly more successfully as well. I feel like I'm not hitting with every missile, so I'm gonna down my orbit range. And then I'll also always be in range for my drones. If my target paint before the missiles actually hit, I'm still good for maximizing that damage. Here we go, that didn't look like a very difficult level 2 mission, so we'll probably move on to level 3, which I think is a bigger jump in difficulty. I'll also get headed straight to where I will next accept my mission, I guess. You can complete a mission from any station. I think I haven't tried from a different region, but I don't think it should be a problem. Accepting missions, you do have to be at the agent station, though. If I were to start conversation right now, he just waits for me to dock. I only have the close option. I'm sure you've figured that out by now, though. Nifty feature I also just learned, you can zoom in and look at the pixelated glory of the background. It's actually not terrible considering you're not supposed to zoom in that far all the time. Happy to complete that mission and then accept level 3. It'll be in another system again, which means I should. Doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna go get my bigger ship. You'll notice the local chat in Dodoxy is a hell of advertising and baiting. to Dodex Sea it is. Very short jump. Could fly there on my own in a couple hours maybe. And as soon as I jump into Dodex Sea, you will notice probably quite a few chats immediately pop up. Only takes a matter of seconds, unless they want to make a liar out of me, which it seems like they do. $400 people. Almost. Alrighty, and for a level 3 mission, a battle cruiser, a combat battle cruiser is generally the best idea. With that, I have this one set up here. I believe this is the tankier one that I prefer. Let's see, yeah, it's got the smaller guns, so it does not have a lot of DPS for a ship of this size. It's only got the 116, which can be buffered a bit by drones, which I think I'll do. Put some lights on it so I can hit some of those frigates. And I'll actually buy some because it doesn't hurt to have some nicer ones. Minmatar drones because I am a Minmatar fanboy basically. But they're also the fastest. My Galente friend, which is Drone Master, he definitely advocates them as the second best type of drone, Minmatar drones. Alright, and I'll stock 10, how about? That's not too expensive. Only, of course, launch 5 at a time, but it doesn't hurt to have backup in the old drone bay. And I'll keep the extras actually in my cargo hold. That should be enough ammo for this situation. It's not specialized for anything except tracking, of course, just so I can hit. And undocking is also nice. This time I'm going to verify my orbit distances. Should be 20 kilometers-ish and keep a range of 44. Click anything at 22 works for me. And this should be, there we go. And then I'm set to set destination to Agralier. However you pronounce that. Have fun. This is the only spam we've got so far. That's impressive. Must be a downtime. So this drone bay is meant to accommodate 3 medium drones. But I don't need those at the moment. Yes, the leg is quite bad, Isaac. Comments on me. You can actually join the stream if you'd like. You can. It's on Google Hangouts, so you can feel free to hop on the link, which I will post. I'll probably just post it to my friends, and they can talk in the channel as well. And I have to warp straight to this location. Alrighty. Yeah, the leg is quite awful. It's bad enough on the immediate stream over on my screen sharing page, and then it's pretty horrible at the YouTube channel, but for viewers that does not matter. They're not strategizing with me at all. Yeah, I'll post that event page. Why not? Join the fun. Take this gate right away, because why not? And yeah, I'm not quite cap stable, but I believe the only thing that brings me down is this tractor beam, so everything else is cap stable. And close that little thingy already. If you here, which means all I need is this resistance amplifier, or shield hardener rather. And then I should be good. I'm going to immediately go after all the frigates first while orbiting a cruiser for the transversal. If I attack the farthest frigates, yeah, not really worth it. Time to launch the drones. So I'll send the drones after the closest frigates, and destroyers, of course, and try to shoot them out of the sky as well. That's who my drones are going after. Alright, I'll help them out. I have a tractor beam because sometimes it's vital that you grab a wreck or something. I think I'm still going to send those drones after frigates and stuff. They don't need to be doing anything fancy. Zoom way the fucking, you can see that I am being shot. And my drones keep loving to go after targets that are really too big for them. But that's okay. I think they just go after the closest. Alrighty. Make sure to send them after those. I also shoot it. I think my drones can handle the rest of its tank, so I won't keep firing. Send my drones after that last frigate actually, and they can solo that. Solo as a unit. At which point I go after the do cruisers and stuff, and I think I'll just keep it range for now. I think I'm also going to set my default keep it range at my optimal, which was 24, I believe. I'll double check that though. See, they can hit me, but it doesn't do terribly much. The problem is when we start encountering other battle cruisers, they'll also have better tanks, so they take longer to take down. My drones are actually quite good at whittling down shields, but that's because these are Gallente ships. They don't really have shields. So my optimal range is 23. I should probably check that default again. You'll see my tank is basically invulnerable to these guys. At least at long ranges. I'm exceeding my lock-on range for some of these guys because it's just how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, that battle cruiser took a while, but not too long. It's nice to have a fleet of stronger hitting weaker defense ships because then you just do damage. Hopefully none of you get hit too hard. They tend to change who they're locking as well quite a bit depending on the different circumstances, so everyone has time to recover. The one person getting targeted, because they tend to target all at once, they can run around and keep alive while everyone else hits hard. It's also why bombing fleets are so effective, is because you can have ships that are loaded up with the same amount of torpedo launchers as a squadron of bombers, but they're one target, so they'll be much easier to take down, whereas you can't have one target going after, I don't know, a dozen or so bombers, right? All at once, at least not effectively. So the ones that aren't getting hit are doing their damage in safety. Load them guns. Alright, I am within effective drone ranges, so I guess I can get that going. I just don't want them to get lapped too soon. Alright, so it looks like I am supposed to destroy pretty much everyone. I can turn off the afterburner, save me some cap. Alright, the frigates are coming at me now. They don't like what I'm doing, or they just spawned, I'm not pretty sure. So I shoot them. Plain and simple. And I have lost a drone because I wasn't watching, so I'll send him out to fight the one backup I had. And if they start taking damage, I'll actually pay attention this time. But it looks like the other frigates were probably the big problem. Could also be the stationary turret drones, sentry drones. There's a pretty satisfying thud from my cannons. A bump. Now my drones aren't doing a lot to the battle cruisers and cruisers I'm encountering, but what they're good for against them is just that little bit of extra DPS to make it worth hitting them, right? I found that in this ship, since it is passive shield tank, it means it has no extra DPS. It's just got the turrets and what they can do, basically. I feel like I should go for this guy, all alone over there. I'll send my drones after him first so you can see what I mean. They don't do much at all to the, not even the shields, I don't think. Just peanuts. I mean, that's good if that was their tank. That's the thing. And I'll start shooting too, even though it's not completely optimal. And this is the thing with level 3s and the tanked battle cruisers, they just take time. You can handle it perfectly fine. Oh, let's get that drone back here, because that, or cruiser rather, doesn't like my drones at all. I think he, oh, almost killed one. Let's get him shooting me. Wait for those shields to recover on that last drone. He's not going too fast either, I should be able to kite him. Or not. Oh well, I have an afterburner, I'll be fine. Make sure I'm going the right way before I activate it. Grouping these guys like I like to do. Alright, and I'll launch him. And get him to shoot. We'll see if his yellow box goes away from me. It means he's probably targeting the drones, which I don't particularly like. I'm actually going to keep my drones on me for this bit here because I don't want to have them going in there and taking the aggro away. But as soon as I shoot something, they should decide they don't like me. Or they'll take a while because I'm out of their range. Light missile batteries are a pain in the arse sometimes because they do tend to shoot you pretty hard and not miss. With turret batteries, you can orbit them and have a decent time. And that's my cap going low. I could probably turn off the dissipation field, but don't really need to. I don't really need the afterburner as much as I could use the. Though I think they're doing. What type of damage are they doing to me? I can't really tell. The missiles looks like thermal. So I guess I should keep that on. Ah, and there's my module running out of charges. Which means send in the drones. Launch the drones is an important step. Nice part about my scouts is that they're fucking fast. That's why I got a little confused there. Use my drones back here. He can recover, I don't care too much. I'm gonna shoot this guy. Because he's getting a little too close for comfort. Oh, don't hit my drones. I don't like that at all. That is rude. Alrighty, now I'm gonna shoot this guy again. You'll lose all the tank for these guys. Since they are Serpentis, which is similar to Gallente, all their tank is in their shield, or their armor rather. And that guy is nice and close, so I think he wants to pick a fight. I'll send both my drones and turrets on him, and he should go away pretty quickly. Now, I haven't been taking any damage, and I don't really think I need this thermic dissipation field. Which means I can turn on the afterburner and not worry about it. for a dramatic shooting angle. Get right about there. That looks nice. And I'm about to run out of charges again, but I'm doing okay for rounds. Mimitar guns are fun to watch go off because look at that. That's the wrong side. Look at that. Quite a big bang. Quite fun to look at. There we go. Well, let's get to those exceptionally far away enemies over there. Alright, it'll be a little while, so I'm gonna get up and get some more cookies or something. And make myself some ramen. Ramen it is. There's a bowl for it. I'm gonna turn on off my afterburner rather, so I can have a little bit more time. So I'm already getting closer and closer. Now I've been living off the crap that is Mr. Noodles for quite a while. Living off just eating. But we've had this Sapporo Ichiban, which is fancy Asian stuff. And it's just tastier, better noodles. Why would you ever buy Mr. Noodles? And don't say money. Never say money. 10 out of 10. Would open Ichiban again. Oh, that's why. This stuff's too big for the conventional Tupperware noodle bowls. That's okay. Just crush it down to size. Get them flaky noodles in there. And boil some water. Looks like my ship's doing fine all the way across the room. This is Eve. Should be on the trailer. Some guy gets up and makes tea. Nothing happens. Chopsticks at the ready. And I can sit back down for another 5 minutes. Let that water boil. Say hello to the dog. Notice that I'm still not in range. My drones in case someone wants to at them. And now you've gotten to the boring traveling part of the stream, where you just go on impulse power and it looks like the screen isn't even moving. And it looks like my stream isn't even moving. That's funny stuff. Alrighty. Good time to fix it. Good time as ever, eh? Please stand by. Excellent streaming quality. Whew. And that lag is pretty intense. I will hear this twice, of course. My combat timer has run out because it has been a century until I have shot something. And the dog's even bored. That doesn't take much. Alright, caps half full, throw on the AB, launch them drones. Let's see what we can do. Nice that this took me sort of close to the acceleration gate as well. I mean less slow boating later. It can be observed that I can now lock and shoot these enemies. Well, not really shoot. I can send my drones at them, but I don't want to do that yet. Don't want them to be hurt in the tragic events that'll unfold. There we go, and I'll keep the big guy at range. Start shooting the little guys. And my drones will just go for it. Quite a lot of stuff happening on an Eve screen. There we go. Get my drones to focus fire. That's always more helpful. I think that'll be the last one for this room. Alright, and then we can go to the gate, which has somehow gotten very, very far away since I last checked. I think I'll leave that afterburner on for you. Water sure takes a long time to boil. I've actually cleared a room in Eve before it's happened. So you make money mostly off bounties, I believe. The rewards are okay, but your income via bounties and salvaging as well, if you have good market skills, is much better than the actual mission rewards itself. My water is just about done, so I think I'm gonna put off jumping into the next room. Just a couple moments. But yep, that's how you leave. Do something else. I say that, but I do love this game. It is fun. And when you're in nullsec, you don't do something else. You're in trouble if you do something else. It's completely the environment you choose. And you choose to neglect your dog into boredom. I'm gonna go say hi to him. Give this puppy a scruff. Feels better already on backs. Oh, there you go. And there's my water. Hear that boil? Listen for the tick. There you go. Alrighty, so I've got to finish this level 3 to finish the stream. But then I'll start a new one. I kind of ignored Starcade, but that's okay. Let's get her going again. Hey, pup. Now you're gonna be very annoyed because I'm gonna play with this squeaky toy and then he's gonna go all for it. And there you go. Now it is him squeaking the toy, not me. He's adorable. Alright. Damage controls on. Let's put the afterburner on. If I could click anything without my dog bumping the mouse. I think I'm gonna go for these sentries first. Or maybe I can activate the gate. Nope. Alright, it looks like I've taken the aggro, so drones away. Get him on that Corellian Chief safeguard. For a bit there, my tank was actually being a little bit assaulted. It's not broken until it's past about 30%, because that's about the peak recharge there. You'll see my drones are actually doing a little bit of damage to him, which is nice. It doesn't normally happen so nicely. But I just figured they could use something to do. When I kill him, there's probably going to be a second wave, but no guarantees. The local chat isn't telling me anything fancy. No mission dialogue here. Should probably be shooting that turret. But yeah, I'm pretty much staying still and having no problems. I'm not sure what effect he's putting. Oh, sensor damps. That's what those are. Sensor damps are probably the most annoying thing in the game. Now my drones have actually taken him down to structure. I'm going to see if they can solo him. Again, solo as a unit, but that's alright. It looks like they can. He's about dead. There you are. There you have it, folks. Drones, scouts, good enough for cruisers. All these cans are probably just full of ammo that the turrets would hypothetically use. There we go, no second wave. It looks like it's just time for me to, well, recall my drones first. I'll leave them behind. They're a very valuable asset. And once I've cleared the next room, I'll eat my ramen. And actually, let's finish the stream before I eat my ramen. Unless you want to hear me slurp. Reload that turret. Warp acceleration in larger ships is pretty bad. So you'll generally have time to reload during a warp, even if it's a short one. Alrighty. Looks like there's a lot going on here. I'm gonna immediately, I didn't do it very well, but get my transversal velocity up to most of these guys. These frigates here are the first things I want to take out, especially because they have me stasis webbed, which I hate. So it is up to me to send my drones to do work. And it looks like they'll probably be able to do it eventually. I'm pretty sure my turrets will be absolutely useless. Yeah. Alright, drones, go ahead. Good job doing what you do. Should be within range of locking the farthest frigate. Which means I can start going after the oh, let's actually not let my drones take the aggro. Turn right around, buddies. There you go. I'm being approached by these 3 cruisers here, which I don't particularly like. I'm gonna shoot these guys over here. Turn off that ugly tactical display. And there's some nifty items here in space. This particle accelerator thingy. Yeah, that's what that is. Alright. Let's turn on that AB and get moving. Not sure if I'm missing any little details here, but I think I've got most of it covered. You can sort of see how I'm doing things. Alrighty, pop goes the one guy that it popped. No, my tank is a little bit excessive for this mission, at least. But there are some that are quite a bit more DPS heavy, and they put you right in the center of things. In which case, you really want all the tank you can get. You will see him getting brutally assaulted, quite loudly, by many drones. There goes his tank, and there goes the rest of them. Let's not let those drones take the aggro there. Come right around this way, please. As soon as they target me, which might take a while at this rate. There we go. The fields are quite spread apart in level 3s. Takes quite a lot of time to get anywhere. There we go, I've run out of charges. At least of that load. But reloading doesn't take too long unless you're using assault or rapid light missile launchers, really. Those take a full minute to reload because their DPS is a little higher than it would otherwise be. This guy is getting up close and real personal. I don't think my guns will be able to do much to him. Oh, they did because he's up close and real fat. Looks like he's using a micro warp drive, maybe? No, he's just got a bloom on his signature radius for some reason. Whatever he's doing, he's too easy to hit. The next guys I'm going for, yep, right over that way. And that is why we have drones to take out the last little bit of his health. Looks like my music stopped, not that you guys could probably hear it. Tend not to notice. There we go. Make sure I have the aggro before my drones go out. Looks like they've just launched some extras. Oh, and they're sensor damping me, which I couldn't hate more, really. I'm immediately going for the one who is sensor damping me first, sending my drones after the ones that are tiny and frigate-like. Keep the drones on the frigates so that they can take out with quite a bit of swiftness. I would like my drones to focus their efforts where I am focusing them, so I always make sure they're doing what I want them to. Often they can get their first in before I can because of their speed. This friend's whatever fellow, I think he's gonna have a rough time. Alright, now we slow boat it to him. Ramen's getting nice and soggy. You'll have to excuse my lack of talking for a second. I'm gonna mute the old microphone and get slurping. Update, I just about choked myself to death on noodles. So I think it's time to get back to shooting and fighting. I reloaded, wasn't paying attention. No trigger upon attacking him, that's a nice sign. Looks like he was sitting just outside a shipyard there. I might spawn more enemies. But it may not. He looks like the last fellow to give me trouble. Quite a bit of structure resist on him. He must have quite a damage control. And there we are, that's the mission. I feel like that one particular wreck might be worth looting. Just the one. So, conveniently enough, I do have the tractor beam. It works within 20, I believe. Yep, as I was mousing over and seeing. And then I can align to my target and get ready to warp while it's coming towards me. It'll generally move faster than I do. Yep, 500 meters per second is its max tractor velocity. Once it's within 2,500 meters, I should be able to access it. And it really wasn't worth anything at all. So I leave. And I think that just about ends the stream. I mean, I'll cash in the money, show you what you get for a level 3. But it's really all in the bounty prizes, like I say. I don't think any of them are going to show up for another couple minutes, other than the ones that I got from a while ago. But yeah, there you are, everybody. That's some missions. Alright, and the warp back is always grueling and seems to take way too long. But we, of course, do it anyway. To the assembly plant, the trade hub that I am based out of course. I think I already mentioned that. We'll get there eventually, right? Alrighty. Looks like it's putting me right within 0. I got lucky today. Docking up. Accept that, or complete that mission rather. You get a little bit of extra money. How much did he give me all at once? About $1 mil. Not even. As opposed to the probably 3 mil I ended up getting once the bounty prizes cash in. And the maybe another 3 to 5 mil if you're really lucky of salvage and materials, if you know how to sell them. Yeah, that's missions. Level 3s are where you can, well, where I can still solo up to. Level 4s, at least the blockade, that's the most difficult one I've encountered. I need a little help on it. Otherwise, I can make a profit off of level 3s or, go and do something else that's actually fun. So yeah, see ya.